When God aligns two people, he does not look at calendars, birth certificates, or societal expectations. God looks at purpose. He looks at the assignment connected to your life. Often, we assume partnerships must look a certain way or follow a familiar pattern, but God is not confined to what is familiar. He is a God of intention, design, and divine connection. When he aligns you with someone younger, it is not because of coincidence or chance. It is because of calling. There is something inside of you that must be poured out, and there is something inside of them that must be activated. God sees destiny from beginning to end, and he positions people according to the role they are meant to play in the story he is writing. Age is a human measurement, but calling is a heavenly measurement. You may have walked through seasons that carved wisdom into your spirit. Your tears, your sacrifices, your patience, your battles, these did not simply shape your past. They prepared your voice and your presence. You carry perspective that cannot be taught in classrooms or gained online. At the same time, the younger partner carries a capacity to build and move quickly, to adapt, to dream big, to run with a vision without hesitation. God is aligning you together because purpose requires both as experiences and as energies. One without the other is incomplete. The wisdom God has placed in you has weight. The passion God has placed in them has momentum. When weight meets momentum, direction is established. This alignment can feel unusual because it challenges ego, comparison, and fear. You might ask, why me? Why now? Why someone younger? The answer is because sex purpose is unfolding. You are stepping into a phase of life where what you know matters more than how old you are. The value God placed inside you has not expired. It has matured. And God will not allow what he invested in you to sit unused or unshared. Likewise, he will not let someone with calling walk alone without guidance or covering. The younger partner is not being placed beneath you, but beside you to walk with you in growth. They see something in you the world may have overlooked, and you see something in them they have not yet fully stepped into. This alignment is about destiny linking generations. It's about heaven's strategy to bridge gaps that the world says cannot be crossed. You are not being paired because of romance, age, appearance, or convenience. You are being paired because what God is building requires both of you. When God aligns you with someone younger, it is a sign that he trusts you with influence, mentorship, and legacy. And it is also a sign that he trusts them to honor, receive, and multiply what is being given. This is not about age. It is about assignment. There comes a time when God brings together two people who look completely different on paper, yet spiritually they fit with divine precision. One carries the scars, the lessons, the depth that comes only from having walked through seasons of breaking and rebuilding. The other carries an energy that has not been dulled by disappointment, a fire that is unafraid to leap forward into the unknown. These two strengths were never meant to compete with each other. They were meant to complete each other. When God connects someone seasoned with someone younger, he is merging experience with fresh momentum. Experience is not just about age. It is about what life has taught you. It's the quiet wisdom that comes from learning to trust God in the dark. It's the ability to discern when to move and when to wait. It's the knowledge of what matters and what doesn't. You have seen cycles. You have felt the weight of responsibility. You understand the cost of purpose. This understanding becomes a stabilizing force. Your presence carries grounding. You don't panic easily anymore. You don't chase validation anymore. There is a steadiness in you that was built through storms and seasons of stretching. Meanwhile, the younger partner carries something equally valuable, freshness. Their steps are lighter. Their willingness is open. Their imagination has not been restricted by disappointment or patterned by limitation. They have energy that runs ahead, ideas that reach far, and a boldness that leaps where others hesitate. They are not afraid to dream. They are not afraid to build. They are not afraid to try again. Their passion is fuel. Their enthusiasm is movement. When experience meets energy, something powerful happens. Experience gives direction so that energy does not run recklessly. Energy gives motion so that experience does not become stagnant. One brings stability, the other brings as acceleration. One knows where the road is, the other knows how to run it. Together, they become unstoppable. Sometimes the enemy tries to twist this dynamic. He will whisper to the older one, "You're slowing down, you're being replaced." And he will whisper to the younger one, "You don't know enough, you're not ready." But both whispers are lies. The truth is that God is weaving two destinies into one path, not to diminish either person, but to elevate both. You, with your wisdom, are not there to control, but to guide. They, with their energy, are not there to rush, but to propel. The older one carries history that teaches. The younger one carries hope that stretches. And the kingdom of God requires both as memory and movement. This connection is not accidental, it is strategic. God does not waste pairing. Every divine connection has purpose woven through it. What you carry needs someone who can continue it. What they carry needs someone who can shape it. When these two elements come together, legacy is born, the future is strengthened, and the work God has assigned becomes able to reach places it never could with only one of you alone. Legacy is never built in isolation. God's design has always been generational. What one generation begins, the next continues, and the next advances. This is how purpose grows, expands, and outlives the individuals who carry it. When God aligns you with someone younger, it is not merely companionship or partnership. It is a strategic divine movement to extend what he has entrusted to you. You are not just living for the present, you are participating in a story that reaches beyond your years. Your journey, your victories, your healing, your wisdom, all of it becomes seed planted into someone who will carry it forward. One of the greatest misconceptions in life is believing that everything God does with us ends with us. But God is a God of continuity. He did not call Abraham just for Abraham. He called him for Isaac, Jacob, and generations after. He did not anoint David just for David. He anointed him to establish a lineage that would produce kings. The same principle applies here. When God connects you with someone younger, he is linking season to season, have experienced the potential and as foundation to future. What you have learned is not meant to be stored away as memory, but transferred as impartation. Your life has been a classroom, not just for your growth, but for someone else's elevation. The tears you cried, the lessons you learned, the faith you built in hardship, all of it carries substance, and substance must be passed on. God is giving you someone who is open to receive it, someone who can honor the weight of your journey without being intimidated by it. This younger partner is not coming to erase your history, but to extend its influence. Likewise, legacy is not one-sided. The younger person also plays a vital role. They represent the unfolding of the next chapter. They have access to environments, platforms, and cultural spaces that you may not need to enter, but your influence needs to reach. They carry a language that speaks to a generation that may not listen to a more seasoned voice. They become the hands and feet that deliver what God placed in your heart. They become the continuation of your sound. This partnership creates a divine bridge. The world often divides generations, youth on one side, elders on the other, as if they cannot walk together. But God is healing that divide. The seasoned carry heritage. The young carry horizon. One sees where we've been, the other sees where we're going. Both perspectives are essential. Without heritage, the future loses identity. Without horizon, the past loses momentum. Legacy is not about being remembered. Legacy is about there's impact that keeps breathing after you leave the room. And God is aligning you so that what He started in you does not end with you. You are not at the end of your purpose. You are at the point where purpose begins to multiply. God is ensuring that the oil on your life flows into the next vessel and the next, so that your obedience becomes a generational blessing. Capacity is one of the greatest indicators of calling. God does not always choose the most experienced, the most educated, or the most recognized. He chooses those who have room to grow, room to receive, room to be shaped. A younger partner may not have your history, your background, or your journey, but they have something that is just as valuable, the capacity to grow into what God is calling them to be. Many times people assume that because someone has not lived long, they cannot carry something great. But God has always looked at the heart, not the summe. He sees potential where others see immaturity. He sees hunger where others see inexperience. Your experiences, your wisdom, and your insights are not meant to elevate you above them, but to help guide them into who they are becoming. They have the willingness to learn, the desire to be stretched, and the humility to be molded. These are qualities that cannot be taught through age alone. Many grow older, but never grow deeper. Many have years, but lack openness. But someone with capacity is someone who is willing to listen, to be challenged, to step into unfamiliar territory, to change, to adapt, to confront flaws, and to rise higher. That is what makes them a divine match for your journey. This younger individual may not have gone through the storms that shaped you, but they have the faith to trust your direction and the courage to walk into their assignment. They do not need to have lived your past to walk with you into the future. What matters is that their spirit recognizes the weight of what you carry. They honor your journey, not by trying to replicate it, but by being ready to learn from it. Honor is evidence of capacity. Teachability is evidence of capacity. A willing spirit is evidence of capacity. You bring guidance that provides protection, while they bring flexibility that allows movement. You have already learned the hard lessons, what to avoid, when to pause, how to listen to the voice of God before taking a step. Meanwhile, they have energy that hasn't been drained by prolonged battles. They have faith that hasn't been dulled by weariness. They are still open to the new thing God wants to do. This is why you fit. You are not supposed to be the same. If you were the same, neither of you would grow. God pairs people based on what He is building, not on what the world expects. He invests wisdom in one vessel and capacity in another so that the assignment can expand. This is not about competition. It is about collaboration. You are not there to control them, but to pour into them. They are not there to replace you, but to magnify what God has deposited in you. As they grow, your influence grows. As they step into purpose, your purpose is validated. The connection becomes a reflection of God's intentional design. Purpose meeting potential, wisdom meeting willingness, legacy meeting future. You are not being pushed aside, you are being expanded. One of the greatest tricks of the enemy is to make you believe that when something new enters your life, something old must be losing its place. But in God's timing, newness does not mean replacement. It means continuation, advancement, and multiplication. The younger partner is not coming to take your position or overshadow your identity. They are coming to carry what you have built forward to help stretch your calling into spaces you could not reach alone. You have walked through seasons that have refined you. You have endured pressure that shaped you. The battles you survived were not just for your growth. They were also preparation for leadership, impartation, and legacy. The strength you carry now was not meant to stop with you. If your purpose ended with your personal progress, the journey would have closed long ago. But because God is still aligning you with people and opportunities, it is proof that your purpose is still alive and expanding. The younger partner's presence is a sign of increase. It is a sign that what you carry has more work to do. Your calling is too large to be contained in one lifetime or one season. They are not a replacement. They are a continuation of the assignment. They come with fresh capacity, new reach, and energy to build what God started in you. What you stabilize, they will accelerate. What you birthed, they will carry. What you protected, they will plant somewhere new. The enemy whispers insecurity to the one who has lived more life. You are being replaced. But insecurity is the language of fear, not faith. Replacement means what you carry has lost relevance. Expansion means what you carry now has us more value than ever. And this is expansion. The wisdom inside you is needed. The lessons you learned are needed. The presence you carry is needed, not to be hidden, not to be retired, but to be ears poured and transferred into someone who has the strength to run with it. This relationship is a divine exchange. You give direction, stability, and discernment. They give movement, momentum, and reach. Your maturity protects their growth. Their enthusiasm revives your passion. Together, you form a union that strengthens the calling on both of your lives. Think of it like a flame. Your flame is steady, strong, and consistent. Theirs is bright, fast, and spreading. God did not give you your flame to burn out alone. He gave it so that your fire could light another torch, not to replace yours, but to multiply it. When two flames burn together, the room becomes brighter. So do not shrink back. Do not question your worth. Do not allow age, experience, or comparison to silence what God has placed inside you. Your presence is not fading. It is being amplified. God is expanding your influence, your voice, your reach, and your impact, not through doing it alone, but through the partnership He has aligned for your next season. A divine connection carries a signature that cannot be fabricated or forced. When God aligns you with the right partner, there is a peace that settles in your spirit, even if the connection is unexpected, unconventional, or misunderstood by others. Peace is evidence of God's hand, not the peace that comes from everything being perfect or predictable, but the kind of peace that says, my soul recognizes something here, something fits, something aligns. This peace is not emotional excitement, it is spiritual confirmation. It's the quiet knowing that the bond has purpose. Honor is another sign of divine alignment. A younger partner who has been assigned to you by God will honor the weight of what you carry. They will not be intimidated by your experience nor dismissive of it. They recognize your journey not as something to compete with, but something to learn from. Honor shows up in how they listen, how they speak, how they walk with you. It is not flattery, and it is not dependency. It is alignment. They value your presence, your perspective, your story, because something in them knows your voice is tied to their development and destiny. Honor is not demanded. It rises naturally where purpose is respected. Likewise, you will find yourself honoring them as well. You will not feel the need to control them or shape them into your image. Instead, you will see what God is doing in them and support that growth. You will speak to the greatness inside them, not their limitations. You will make room for their ideas, their pace, their journey. Honor flows both ways in a divine connection. One is not above and the other below. Both are positioned differently, but equally important to the assignment. Purpose is the third clear sign. When God aligns two people, there is a sense that the relationship is bigger than the individuals involved. You will notice that your conversations are productive, your visions align, your spirits cooperate. When you speak, ideas expand. When you plan, direction becomes clearer. When you pray, heaven responds. The relationship does not drain you. It says, activates you. It calls you higher. It stretches you without breaking you. It challenges you without diminishing you. Purpose-filled partnership feels like movement. Even when there is stillness, there is growth happening beneath the surface. The right partner will not pull you backward into cycles God delivered you from. They will not distract you from your calling. They will not suffocate your identity. Instead, they will create space for you to be who you truly are, fully, freely, boldly. They will become a mirror reflecting back to you the version of yourself that God has always seen, and you will do the same for them. Divine alignment produces fruit, not necessarily instantly, but consistently. You will notice healing where there was once heaviness, joy where there was once exhaustion, clarity where there was once confusion. The presence of the right person multiplies your ability to fulfill your assignment, not just emotionally, but spiritually and purposefully. This is how you know it is God. The connection doesn't just feel good, it moves you toward destiny.